BYT got its start as a homeschool music club. Some of the most interesting years for BYT were the years that we call the classic years. And what we had was a group of high school students that were growing up, and they were getting much better at doing what they had been learning to do, which was singing, dancing, and acting. And an amazing thing happened during that time of those classic years. These kids really grew up, and they didn't grow up just in their talent and their abilities. They grew up in their leadership skills and in their character. We did shows like South Pacific, My Fair Lady, and we did West Side Story. Matter of fact, that was the first Team Players show, and probably one of my best memories comes from West Side Story. And we offered a new and sort of different idea to the guys that were in Biola Youth Theater, and there was a small group of them that we asked to do all of the shows. They came up with their own name. They were called the Bronxland Boys, and they were the most fun to work with because somehow we made them dancers over the course of 15 weeks. In addition to some of the classic musical theater shows, we've been able to do some of the most modern ones too. And some of those are Beauty and the Beast, Thoroughly Modern Millie, and one of my favorites, Godspell. We set Godspell in an urban city park and had every student from every strata of society as a part of the disciples that followed Jesus. We did an amazing Beauty and the Beast with a 2-story set and costumes that were both complicated, challenging, and really fun to watch. And then we did Thoroughly Modern Millie with a lot of tapping going on. And one of the best parts, I think, in the last few years of doing those shows has been watching those kids who were the initial young players in the first Godspell Junior grow up through high school and end their time at BYT as the leads in The Sound of Music this last June.
I'm Colleen Shanebeck, and I have been involved in BYT for a very long time.
My name is Zachary Perez. I'm currently a freshman at Biola University.
I'm Marianne Jager, and I was in BYT for 8 years.
I have been involved with BYT since 1997.
I'm Tatiana Catalan. I'm a sophomore in college, and I was a part of BYT for 7.5 years.
My name is Ronald Ellsworth Jones III, but most people know me by Ronnie.
It's safe to say that I have basically grown up at BYT. I'm now a freshman at Biola University.
Hello, I'm Rachel Jones, and I was a part of BYT for 8 years. And I think that I have a couple favorite shows, but I think one of my favorite shows was Music Man, because in that show I was able to be a lead dancer, and we had a lot of hard dances and a lot of things that we needed to prepare for, and so we got to spend a ton of quality time together. And there were so many seniors or juniors that would reach out to me and really make me feel like I was a part of their group, even though, I was only like 14.
Top show, West Side Story. Lori already talked a little bit about the Bronxland Boys. I got to be one of the Bronxland Boys. I got to be there every single week, every single rehearsal, every single show. That show was a great experience because literally we would all be lying in the aisle, passed out, tired, and then they'd say, okay guys, let's run the show, and we'd stand up and go, okay, let's go run the show.
I started in the first Wizard of Oz, and I started off as a little munchkin in ensemble with a lot of rouge on my cheeks. I learned a lot about myself. I grew up mentally and spiritually and learned a lot more about myself and of course about musical theater.
Every time before a show, the entire lead cast and whoever's just around, sometimes the backstage crew, would meet outside by the cars and just get in a big circle and pray.
I definitely felt like it was part of my community of believers, not only with the devotions that we would have at every rehearsal, the prayer. We never started a show without prayer.
They first and foremost wanted to make sure we were doing okay and that everything was going well with Christ, and that was our main focus in life and not theater. It wasn't about how well you performed on stage, but how we lived life together and the examples that we were to people who came and saw the show.
You do great theater with God, and that is something that's really important in the training for life that we give our students. And part of that process is how we help them and encourage them to work backstage.
This is not just about putting on a good show. This is about life, and this is about how you're interacting with people and showing God's love, not just through your love for the arts to the audience, but showing love to your cast members, and that's really, really important.
Being on time, being courteous, caring for other people, serving other people, learning to take God on stage, learning to not think that you can do it yourself, but that you're part of a body and a group. That's training for life, and that's the most important part of what we do, and I think it's really what keeps all of us on staff getting up and going to work every day.
Being able to be a part of a Christian university that honors God, and that community was part of it.
I would not change my time spent at BYT for the world.
And that's just been really cool to watch them grow up and develop, and to watch all those kids literally grow up as they walk across the stage and see how they change and develop and move forward in their faith and certainly as actors.